YouTube, and welcome back to Content Talks. I am so glad you're here. You may have noticed, you may not have noticed, and it's okay either way, but I missed a week because last week I had a crazy amount of projects kick off all at once, which was awesome, but I like to stay consistent with this, so I'm glad to be back, and I hope that you are ready for another Content Talk. Today we are answering one question, and that is, how do I know what style of content I should be creating? How do I know what style of content I should be creating? Should I be doing video, writing, podcasts? Should I put it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? My answer is both simple and complicated, but there are two questions that you need to ask about yourself and about your audience that should define what style of content you should be creating. The first question is you need to ask, where are the people that I'm trying to reach spending their time? Like, if I want to reach my audience effectively, where do I need to gain their attention? For example, if your audience skews younger, you're looking a lot more at Instagram, things like TikTok, YouTube, maybe even a podcast, and a lot heavier on video content than written content. If your audience skews older, you're likely looking to be creating more written content, possibly podcast content. You're going to err on the side of using Facebook, and email will be another big one for you. Now, if there's other marketers listening to this, I know that you're like, email is important for everybody. I understand. Stick with me here. Let's break it down further. If you are trying to reach other business owners, two platforms that you should really be leveraging is LinkedIn and Instagram. A lot of businesses are trying to leverage Instagram for their own business, and a lot of business owners are trying to network on LinkedIn depending on the style of business that they do. Those are two platforms you should be leveraging. We could give examples forever, but it comes down to, where is your audience spending their time? If the majority of them are spending their time on Instagram, you need to have a presence there. If the majority of them are on Twitter, you need to have a presence there. If the majority of people in your demographic listen to podcasts, you should have a podcast. If the majority of people in your demographic are consuming YouTube, or people have mentioned to you that they would like for you to have YouTube content, you need to be on YouTube. Where are they spending their time, or where should they be spending their time? Both of those things are important things that should direct what style of content you should create. And if you're not sure, the easiest way to start is just to ask them. You'll get a few responses, and that can at least get you started until you can kind of hone your strategy in. So first, you have to consider your audience and what they need and where they're spending their time. But then you also need to consider yourself. Like, what are you best at? What style of content are you most comfortable with? Now, comfort shouldn't direct our strategy, but it is a great place to start. If you're most comfortable with written content and you would consider yourself a strong writer compared to other things, then it might be best for you to start with writing articles, or just start with writing intentional social media posts. If that's the area where you're most comfortable, then start with it. If you find it easier to just sit down and kind of do what I'm doing and record a 5-minute video, then start with video content, and you can leverage it on a variety of different platforms, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. All of those platforms are great with video content. So if video comes naturally to you, start there. Even if you've never done it before, if the idea of speaking, even not showing your face, just speaking and really leveraging audio is exciting to you, or even feels comfortable, or is something that you have even dreamed of doing, then you should absolutely be considering starting a podcast. Be honest with yourself as you're getting started so that it doesn't feel overwhelming. It's more important, especially in the early days of creating content, for you to be confident and creating things that feel somewhat natural to you than trying to do a bunch of new things at once, because that's when you get overwhelmed, and that's when content gets put on the back burner because it takes too much time, it's too complicated, and you're not in the rhythm of creating yet. So 2 questions. First, where is your audience spending their time? And second, what are you best at and most comfortable with? That's where you start, and from there you can continue honing in and shaping your strategy so that you can continue to expand and improve your digital content. Hey, I hope this video was helpful for you and even helped you overcome just a small barrier in helping you create consistent content. If you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate it if you would just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the little bell so that you never miss a future video that I put out. I put out, except for last week I messed up, but 2 videos every single week to help you on your content marketing journey. So next time we're going to be talking about the craziest thing I will ever say about content, and I look forward to seeing you.